I'm Mariah Party at the Max Fisher Building where Mayor Bing just gave his second annual State of the City address. We got reaction from our own YNN reporters.
Mayor Bing addressed several issues during his speech, including getting Detroit officers to move back to the city.
Police officers will soon be moving back into Detroit neighborhoods, creating a 24-hour public safety presence thanks to an incentive program announced this month called Project 14. Since the residency requirement to city employees was eliminated by the state of Michigan more than a decade ago, approximately half of our police force has moved out of the city, and it's time to reverse that trend. We're encouraging our officers to live where they work.
Members of the Youth Neighborhood News team were in the audience, and the idea of more police officers living in the city caught their attention.
It helps Detroit so they know that they're protected and they're helped a lot.
I think it's a good idea because then the taxes they pay will go to the city.
Yes, I'm optimistic about the new initiative he's passing, encouraging people to live where they work. I think this is good because it'll bring money and resident back to the city.
Much of the focus was on business and development of business in the city. However, the mayor did address some issues concerning youth.
I also want to recognize these two gentlemen for their work in reaching out to our youth through a federal youth violence prevention initiative. Detroit was selected as one of 6 cities to participate in the Justice Department program to develop a comprehensive youth violence reduction strategy. 28% of our city is under the age of 18. We've done a lot of listening to our stakeholders, but more importantly, we are listening to the young people that we have to reach. In April, we will present our strategy in Washington, and I look forward to putting it into action as soon as possible.
What did you think about our mayor talking about our youth today? I was very pleased that he was talking about the youth, although I would like to see him talk more about the schools.
Did Mayor Bing answer all of your questions?
Not really. I wish he had talked a little bit more about youth because he brisked the top about education and how youth violence is down, but he didn't really go in depth.
Are you optimistic about his speech?
Yes, I am optimistic about his speech because he's taking the extra step to go forward to helping youth in Detroit.
YNN's own reporter not only met Mayor Bing shortly before he delivered his speech, he got a backstage look of the state of the city.
You were backstage during Mayor Bing's speech. How was that like?
It was interesting. It was very interesting because when you sit at home and you watch it for so many years on TV, being backstage got a chance. You get to see how everything is put together, from the 4 main cameras to everything being switched together. It's interesting. You get to see how everything from the preparations, meeting the mayor, his tone, everything. It was very interesting. Influential, too.
What did you think about Mayor Bing's speech?
It was very, very interesting. It proved that Detroit is on its way to being on the right track and being one of the better cities in the United States of America. I wish he would have went more in-depth and detailed with the youth and how gang influence and underage violence and pushing drugs. He was more focused on the business. I'm getting so tongue-tied. He was more focused on the companies of Detroit and they're moving Detroit back on the right track. I wish he would have covered more on the youth and the gangs and all that in Detroit.
The speech lasted about 30 minutes, and it had much applause. I'm Rochelle Hawkins reporting from Youth Neighborhood News, where we bring you the younger side of the news.